Welcome or welcome back, and I hope you're having a wonderful day, or at least a better day than Elon Musk is having. Elon Musk's net worth drops by $100 billion this year, and here is why. Now, I already hear a bunch of people in the comments typing out that Elon Musk's net worth is not in cash, but actually it's primarily in stock, so really he doesn't have that money. And that is true. He is actually primarily invested in Tesla stock. And therein lies the issue. He currently owns about 25% of Tesla stock and options, and some of that is up for collateral for loans, but that's a different discussion entirely. But as you can see, Tesla stock not been doing so hot this year either. So as you watch Tesla stock kind of go up and down and up and then back down and up a little bit and then all the way back down to here, sitting at about 52% of it was before, we see Elon Musk's net worth almost identically going up and then down and up and down and up and down and then up just a little bit and then down all the way to where we see it here now at a measly $170 billion. Now, this drop in Tesla stock was something that experts have predicted for a bit. Here's an article back from October 28th of 2021 that says Tesla stock is surging. Is it a buy? Talking about whether or not you should buy Tesla, with the basic premise and conclusion of the article being that probably not. It does look like it is overvaluated, or at least at this time when it was at its peak and the company was worth about $1.2 trillion. Now, don't worry about Elon. This man is still absolutely on top. If you look at the Investopedia's 10 richest people in the world, Elon Musk sitting there squarely at number one. Not only is he absolutely the top dog of the net worth world, but he's actually got a greater net worth than most countries. This is not an exaggeration. If you look on a list of countries by GDP, scroll all the way down, Elon's at about 130 billion right now, which would put him somewhere in between Hungary and Angola, putting him at squarely at number 57 if he was a country. And that puts him ahead of roughly, 175 more countries all the way down. So Elon Musk is going to be just fine. What you should be worried about is Tesla, possibly worried about. Here's Tesla. This is the most valuable car brands in the automotive industry as of 2022 by brand value, which is not exactly the same thing as the worth of the company as a whole, and we'll look at that in just a sec. But here, by far on top is Tesla, with the brand itself valued at almost $76 billion. Now, looking specifically at the market valuation, the most recent numbers I could find were from 2021, but at the time, Tesla is on top $1.3 trillion, or 1.5 in Australian, and that puts it ahead of the number two by almost over three times actually, $297 billion from Toyota, from Volkswagen. You see these huge car companies that Tesla is somehow managing to beat out, even though it does something like 9% of the amount of cars that they manufacture. In fact, if you look at a list of cars by production and how many cars that they are actually producing, at the top is Toyota, producing 10.5 million cars. Then we got down here Volkswagen, 10.3 million, Hyundai/Kia, 7.2 million. And if we go down to the last one on the list, Tesla is not on this list, they are producing 3.6, almost 3.7 million cars per year. And it's this group, PSA Citroën brand, and look at this car. This thing is hideous. Who wants to buy this? But they're selling 3.6 million of these cars. And I don't get it. Because when you look at Tesla, they've only sold 936,000 last year and 908,000 this year. They might hit 1 million, but that still puts them at about a third of this car company that nobody's ever heard of that sells $3.6 million. And it's just kind of insane to think about. Now, I realize there's an argument to be made that because tech stocks are dropping as a whole, that we would also see Tesla come down. And that is true. And with inflation, we are actually seeing most automotive makers are losing a little bit of value. But therein lies the concern of, if I am an investor and I'm looking to invest in something a little bit risky because everything's on the rise. I'm making a lot of money. Stuff's pretty cheap. This is all free flowing for me. Then I'm happy to invest in Tesla. Everyone else's, it's the most valuable car maker. It's exciting. It's new. It's innovative. And even though it makes cars, it's also kind of a techie company because they're working on things like self-driving. That's all cool. That's huge. That's big. I get caught up in the hype. I invest in it. But as soon as inflation rises and we start to see these tech stocks start to drop because these tech companies are getting a little more wary about where their money is going. They're not quite as willing to just burn through money. So we see Twitter layoffs, we see Meta layoffs, we see Amazon layoffs. That's when I start to get a little bit squeamish because I've got this Tesla company that only produces about 900,000 cars per year. And I'm invested in them, even though they're super expensive. But then I've got other companies like Toyota that produce 10 million cars per year, or Volkswagen that also produce 10 million cars per year. And so why would I be invested in Tesla that's maybe going to work, and it might work, and that would be great. But I know Toyota's going to work. They've got this figured out. They've been doing this for decades, or Mercedes, which has been around for almost 100 years. And it just starts to become difficult to justify investing in an exciting, smaller startup based purely on speculation. And so I start to get a little bit squeamish as I see other people pulling out of the stock market around tech stocks as inflation goes up and fears of kind of a tech crash arise. So then I pull out, and I'm a little more cautious with my money. So I start investing in safer companies, the Apples of the world, the Alphabets of the world, or Google. And that's the fundamental issue with Tesla stock. And I might invest in Tesla again if I pulled out of fear of the tech stock crashing. But I also might not. I might have to wait to see if the stock price goes up by waiting to see if other people are investing in it first. But then if everybody's waiting for everyone else to invest in it, then the stock might never go up. And we have kind of a poised domino effect where people are looking to see if other people will do it. And if a couple people do it and the money starts to go up a little bit and the stock price starts to increase, then a bunch of people will come in and we'll see that stock price spike again. But until then, it's very hard to invest in a speculative company because we just don't know. We know about the other companies in the industry, the huge ones like the Hondas and the Kias, but we don't know about Tesla. And so that's where Elon Musk's net worth has gone, and that's where Tesla's company valuation has gone. And will it get better? Possibly. Will it get worse? Possibly. We can only wait and see because market predictions are borderline a scam, and if anyone says they know what's going to happen in the market, they are lying and they are trying to sell you something. So don't fall for that one, and I hope you're having a better day than Elon Musk, and I hope you never lose $100 billion in your life. Goodbye.